from somewhere deep within FEMA Region 6. It's 1776 versus 1984.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Neal Mitchell here. Normally y'all know me from planethooks.com. Well, this is my premiere episode of 1776 versus 1984. And on this channel, we're going to do nothing but talk about our constitutional rights, our pro-gun agenda, and especially our pro-life agenda. And with me, as I usually have, is my esteemed guest, Dr.kNO. Hello everybody, Dr.kNO.
Good evening.
That's right. It is a very good evening here for the very first episode of 1776 versus 1984. And those of you who are familiar with me, I haven't changed the background yet. And I'm not going to at the moment. But in a lot of things, we've had a few things we were going to discuss and talk about tonight. And for this premiere episode, what better way to talk about our thought processes when it comes to our allegiance to what we believe is the right thing to have allegiance to. Don't you think, Dr.kNO, that'd be something to talk about?
That is definitely something to talk about.
Since us all here in the United States, we pledge an allegiance to our flag. We also pledge allegiance under God, indivisibly, for our liberty and our justice for everyone. And that is something that we pledge allegiance to. Now, we don't pledge allegiance to any one particular man.
Not to a man or not to a party.
Never have. And that is something that we're going to discuss tonight. Now, everybody knows a little bit about what's been going on in the news the past week or so. And I kind of like to make it a point to let things simmer down a little bit before I talk about it again. Only reason why is because I want to know for sure what's going on and the reality behind a lot of things. People that know me from the Planet Hoax know that I'm dead set on exposing the hoax and trying to throw it out in the dishwater, or whatever we got to. And anyway, You've heard about Donald Trump, Dr.kNO, discussing his political stance, and what did he do the other day with his followers, or I should say, or his rally?
He sparked a controversy by having everyone raise their right hand to pledge to him, as I understand it.
That's correct, and I'm sorry, but making an affirmation to a single person is erroneous, and by God, that is just the wrong thing to do. It just floors me that someone would pledge allegiance to an individual. If you're going to pledge allegiance to anything, that sounds kind of religious in nature, really, to a point for me. It's being a Christian as I am. I pledge my allegiance to my God and my country. I don't pledge allegiance to any one person. And I just want to throw that out, and I want to show you all a little video here. And we're going to go from there. All right, so let's just hold on a second, and I'll bring it up.
Wait, let's do a pledge. Everybody here, who likes me in this room? Okay, I've never done this before. Can I have a pledge, a swearing? Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I, no matter how I feel, no matter what the conditions, if there's hurricanes or whatever, that's good enough, will vote on or before the 12th for Donald J. Trump for president. Thank you. Now I know. Don't forget, you all raised your hand, you swore. Bad things happen if you don't live up to what you just did. Now
Alrighty there, folks. What do you think about that? Anyway, Dr. No, what do you think about Donald Trump and what you just saw there on the video?
It's concerning. He's saying a lot of good things, but I have to admit I have some concerns about his ego.
My problem with it is that he's asserting everyone to give their allegiance to him. I mean, he had them swear an oath with their right hand, for God's sakes.
That is concerning.
You know, if there was a Bible handy, I'm sure everybody would be throwing their hand on that too. I mean, it's just, to me, it's a sheeple mentality that I really have a problem with, being who I am, you know, as an individual.
I'm okay with an oath of allegiance to the Republic.
Absolutely.
And the principles to a single person, that worries me.
Well, I'll tell you what, my biggest problem is that, just like Dr. No said, it's an allegiance to a person, not to the Republic. And this is what 1776 versus 1984 is all about. So I figured this is the perfect video for us to start off with on our trek to help expose and help hopefully educate some people about our constitutionality here in the United States and the attacks that we are getting here within our nation against that, our principles, our founding principles, in fact. Now let's look at another video here, and let's move along through this. Now this is something that y'all need to understand. Dr. No has just seen it a little while ago too, and we're going to play it again. And it is Adolf Hitler's. You know, it's folks, I'm telling you, this is like a mirror copied image verbatim on I swear an oath of allegiance to Donald Trump, and then on the other hand, I swear allegiance to Adolf Hitler. I mean, it's no different. It's this sheeple mentality, and we gotta kind of watch out for that. Now, I'm not saying don't vote for Trump. I'm just saying don't lean on the man as an individual like he's going to be your savior. I mean, after all, he's not our Messiah Obama, right? Okay. And we've seen how our Messiah has taken us down the trek to hell, and, you know, here in the United States. So, being said, here's Adolf Hitler.
Ich schwöre Adolf Hitler. Unverbrüchliche Treue. Unverbrüchliche Treue. Ihm und den mir von ihm bestimmten Führern. Ihm und den mir von ihm bestimmten Führern. Unbedingten Gehorsam. Unbedingten Gehorsam. Die größte Eidesleistung der Geschichte ist geschehen. Dem Führer Sieg Heil! Sieg Heil!
All right, Dr. No, after seeing that, what is your final word on what you may have just witnessed there by our esteemed Fuhrer?
Well, that film it's since I know the results of the Fuhrer's actions, that is disturbing.
Yes, it is. Like I said, folks, if you're going to follow allegiance to an individual or a person, my suggestion, being Christian like I am, and say follow in the footsteps of Jesus. Don't follow in the footsteps of Donald Trump. Don't follow in the footsteps of Ted Cruz. Don't follow in the footsteps of Alex Jones. Don't follow in the footsteps of me. Don't follow in the footsteps of anybody, not even Ronald Reagan, for God's sakes. You're an individual. You have a mind. You have a way about things that you can understand for yourself. Don't follow a sheeple mentality. The sheeple mentality is what's getting people in trouble, like with this Black Lives Matter situation we're seeing, with all the riots and things like that. What we saw in Nazi Germany during before World War II, in fact, and, you know, things like that. I mean, you see it at soccer games. You see it after football games. You know, you see them riding in the streets, tearing up stuff because, woo, their team won. I mean, that's just... Or lost. or a glove didn't fit. I mean, it's just one stupid thing after another. Okay? So, think of your mind, okay? You know, don't... Just stop it, folks. And understand, if you can think with a constitutional thought process, if you can think with a moral attitude, and if you can think that as we, as a republic, need to defend ourselves as such, this is the channel for you. So I suggest come back next week and check a look at what we got going here. We're going to do a little bit of both planet hoax and this 1776 versus 1984, kind of back and forth. We'll post them as we go. You know, might be a few this week, next week. You never know how we're going to do it. But I'm telling you right now, Donald Trump, hey, if you want to vote for him, that's your business. More power to you. If you want to vote for Ted Cruz, more power to you. Now this other fellow, that's left in the Republican, Kasich. I'm sorry, I got to tell you one thing about Kasich. This man is there for one reason and one reason only. He's there to upset the apple cart. Okay, his job is to do nothing more than just completely destroy a voting process. You know, it kind of reminds me of back in the day, you know, with the Ross Perot and the way that went, you know, with the presidential elections. You know, you've seen it in other elections in the past, how they'll put in this person in there to misconstrue and tear votes apart. My thought is this: if you want to follow it, you go right ahead. If you don't, that's your business. Again, you vote constitutionally, vote morally. With that, you're not going to go wrong. We can bring God back into the United States in favor, and that's what we need, folks. If you can't handle that, please complain to me, please, because I would love for you to, so I can make more of these videos with my rebuttals. So until next time, this is Neal Mitchell with 1776 versus 1984 with my guest Dr. No over here, and we'll see you next week. Dr. No, you got anything else to say before we run off?
I think we summed it up.
Alrighty, folks, don't forget, there's a war going on in Slave U, and it begins right here on what you're learning. All right? So from there on, we'll see you next week. Goodbye, folks.
Thank you.